is?
Nova.
Oh my God. It's quite okay to bring Nova into this. Hi, everyone. We are live on the metaphysical way to earth happiness. The metaphysical way, the spiritual way, the metaphysical. There's a lot going on underneath the word metaphysical, a lot. So I created this show to find the metaphysical way to earth happiness. What's your spiritual way to earth happiness? Now, I stole the word happiness. I literally stole it. You can't trust this grandmother. Because on top of it, I will deny it. So over the years, you will hear Nova say things, and I swear to God, I already know I'm in denial. No. Y'all don't know. These are Ezra's parents, by the way. This is the one, because they just love Ezra. Ezra's so smart. Ezra, this, that, and the third. Ezra. When I finally told them that Ezra's a little learning, I want to be careful because he could see this one day. That Ezra is he's at a learning stage of
learning curve. Yeah, there's a curve
of mankind. He's at a learning stage of what the hell just came out your mouth, boy? There's not even words to describe how difficult Ezra was during the time that you guys had him. And what a growth, a spurt mentally it was for him. Because everybody just loves Ezra. Oh, Ezra could do no wrong. Oh, Ezra's so smart. Ezra. And I was like, I'm not sure Ezra's so smart. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm going to bounce around everything. We'll get back to Ezra. The canvas that you all brought I don't think anybody's ever seen the canvas. Let me get my canvas babies. Hold on a second.
Canvas babies.
I call them canvas babies. Hold on. Don't leave me.
I like these flower curtains. They're nice, huh?
Yeah, they're from China. They took 6 months to get here.
What did I get from China? Oh, I bought clippers from China because I wanted to get my hair. It took months to get here.
How long?
My clippers, my little lineup clippers, it took 2 months to get here. And I kept it, and they were like, oh, soon.
No, I brought Crocs for Tony.
Oh.
I brought, please. These things came after Christmas.
They're comfortable.
Yeah, I brought a pair myself, but not only did they come after Christmas, it's not the color I ordered.
Oh.
And then and I ordered black with the lining in it.
Oh.
That's not what I got.
Damn.
From China. I'm wondering, where are my Crocs? So I had to go on Amazon and buy her Crocs. And so now I have these left over, but I asked one of my group people if they were a size 8. Oh, wait. Oh, hell no. It's a size 10. Oh, I'm done.
Are those size?
I said to one of my group people, I said, who wears a size 8? But it's a size 10. So now I got to let her know it's actually a size 10. It's from China. And
I mean, they're like slides. So if they're too big, you can still wear them. They just won't, you can't.
Yeah, they're not meant to snug.
So you're not gonna walk out and like stunt in your Crocs. So
especially in burnt orange. That's not a color.
I thought it was red.
Well, it's burnt orange. Red I could see, but it's burnt orange. But in any case, everyone, this is Bryan, my son, and this is his wife, Daishaundra. We call her Day, like the sunshine. See, look what they're saying. Ezra has superpowers. Okay, he does really have superpowers. He really does.
He's got super speed.
Yeah, super speed.
Oh, I can't see the chat. Oh, comments.
Comments. But I told y'all what he did in group. He comes, for everyone that doesn't know, he comes into the group meet because we're reading a book called A Course in Miracles. So we're talking about miracles, and I'm thinking Ezra's not understanding, right? He's playing with his toys, and I'm thinking he's not with us. You know, this is like a waste of time, right? And so I stop him and I was like, Ezra, have you ever received miracles? And he goes, yes. And I'm thinking, oh, hell no. He about to say some dumb shit. And I'm trying not to show, like, so I go, okay, sweetie, what? And he goes, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but he said something about it. Did he say telespeed?
Telekinesis.
Huh?
He said telekinesis.
That's you. What his speed is what?
Is a super speed.
Super speed. Well, the way he said it, none of us could understand it. And so at some point, I go, what? And then he goes, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
And I said, Ezra, I can't hear you. I'm getting old. That wasn't the problem. I said, just say it slower and I'll get it. So eventually we understood super speed. And I said, oh, so you have that. And he goes, yes. And I said, how did you come to get super speed? And he goes, well, you all asked for, the way I saw it, it was probably Negro solstice powers, right?
I have no idea.
What happened was he
just
came to
asked
us.
What?
Negro solstice. He came to us and said, if you could have a superpower, what would you have? And I said, you were in the shower.
Yeah.
I said teleportation. That's my superpower. If I could have one, it'd be teleport. I would be able to teleport. He's like, oh, that's so cool. He said, well, I got super speed. What do you think Mom and Dave wants? I said telekinesis. He said, oh, how do you know that? I said, because she's my wife. And then he tested it.
And then he asked
me. Came out the shower. He was like, hey, if you could have a superpower, Mom and Dave, what would you have? And she said telekinesis. And he was like, oh, God said that.
He said, okay, as if he was like an advocate of God. Like he was like, okay. And he was like, I want super speed. And that was it. And then the next few days, he was like, we got our powers.
The next morning, he woke up and
we
was
have
like,
our powers. I have super speed.
Look. And then he started like, he actually started moving like he had super speed.
He did.
He was like,
he was like running on the trampoline really fast.
What were he? What? Oh, like,
what scares me though is that I do believe he has this connection with God. So I do believe he went to bed and he was like, God, we need to talk.
Yeah.
So do not be surprised if you start hearing, you know, things. And do not be surprised if you start teleporting and you're going to ask yourself, I think I had an experience last night. A dream is not going to be a dream, Bryan. It's going to be a teleporting experience.
Oh man, I'll take it.
Right.
The worst part is that when Ezra went to show the super speed, he did this, but the way the internet was chopping it up, it looked like freaking super speed. We were all like this.
That's so funny.
We got a lot to talk about. It's just going to be a night of fun. So I did something the other day, right? It turns out I did something called, I did a vision board, 10-year. Let me see.
Oh yeah, you said.
Yeah, but you saw the picture because I've had it for years. Hold on a second. I've had it for years, Bryan. It's that one with Jamie Spears in it, but I cut her out. Do you remember that? You don't remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I just really liked the picture. What was it that I was using that I had it in? I'll find it. I found it yesterday and then I lost it again. I just really liked the picture. And so I cut her out.
Mhm.
I just put tarot cards over her.
Oh.
And then the other day, I've had this picture for like 9 years since you and what was on all that.
Mhm.
The other day, I go to show my people.
Mhm.
And as it turns out, oh, here it is. This is the original thing that I did.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Remember this?
In the picture.
Huh?
Right? She's in that picture.
Yes.
Right, right. Mhm.
This is her elbow right there. See that little bit elbow? But I thought it would be disrespectful to show her face, right? So I was like, oh, I don't care. I'm just gonna, most likely I probably gave Jamie a lot of blessings too, by the way. She probably shared in this blessing. But once I pulled it out to show my people, however, when I went to pull it out, it turns out that I never asked for love.
Oh no.
There's not a loving card here.
It's okay. We've been manifesting our perfect stepdad
Husband
for you.
What?
We manifest our perfect
hi,
stepdad.
Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Miss Wendy. I didn't mean
Wendy has a personal relationship with you now. She was telling me about.
Oh my gosh, we love her.
Wait, she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that she helped you.
Oh no! After you and I were texting, and you were telling me about how they were trying to help. She hit me up in my DMs, and she gave me this long spiel about Nile Rodgers and Prince Rodgers. Obviously, I love Prince. And so I was thinking about it, and I'm looking at them.
That's what I said to her. I said, I think he took the name from Nile, Nile from something she said.
Yeah.
But she said no.
Oh, yeah, no, it's because of her. It's because of the. She said
it.
And then I'm like, oh, Nile. So I looked at the Nile River. I started doing all this research about the Nile River, and I was like, Nile Rodgers, Prince Nelson. Niles. I was like, man, I got to name it Nile. That's the name of the guitar. So I have one down. I got another one to name, but for now we got the chocolate one. That's the important one.
I love that. Jo, did you know that she's showing hearts? So in any case, I was talking about this in my group club, right? And then there was something that was said in my group club, and I said, wait a minute, I can fix this. I can do anything. I'm like Ezra. I can change, even though I might have missed the mark for 10 years. But let me tell you, I've grown in other ways in 10 years. I wasn't waiting for no man. Let's trust and believe. Right? So I took another picture and I did the same thing. And then I went on Amazon because I wanted to create this beauty right here. Right? That beauty. And then this beauty right here. Right? So I call myself creating the same thing. I don't check the size, nothing, but I did get this delivered today.
Nice.
On canvas.
That's the one you sent us.
That's the one I sent you without it being on canvas.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I think I need to know what company this is because this doesn't have the same pretty detail in the back. This is a little bit more sloppy.
We got to do some digging into how we purchased, but I'm pretty sure we could find.
You found it from Amazon.
Yeah, but we got to find the person. You know what I mean? The
exact.
What's the word I'm looking for? The vendor.
Just go to
like your order.
Your orders. It'll show up.
Yeah.
But this time around, I put together love.
Good.
So I put together who I am on top, right? I'm a hermit, but instead of teleporting or telekinesis, I can rise above, I can levitate.
Oh, nice.
The hermit is a metaphysical kind of guru guy. The high priestess is higher authority. The world is to reach the world, and death is rebirth of self. And the sacrifices that I've made, right? Underneath the sacrifices that I made are the men that need to make a sacrifice to me. So I'm open to a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So I want the option, but I can tell you right now, I definitely don't want a Taurus.
I can tell you don't want a Gemini either.
Yeah.
I don't want a Gemini either. But I get along with Geminis.
Okay.
I'm warning you.
The girls, we're amazing people. Gemini women are phenomenal.
The women, yes.
Gemini men are
but
something
a reformed,
else.
but like an age, like a developed.
I don't even know if that's a thing.
Like I don't like Libras, but I could get around to trusting a reformed and developed Libra. Not spiritually developed for sure. Libra.
Spiritually developed. I would be down for anybody spiritually developed, except Taurus men lie. Oh, hell yes. They will talk spirituality and beat you to the ground and not be spiritual. I've had this, so we can't revert back to this.
Yeah.
I've had this too. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces.
Cancer. Been there.
Let's just leave that to God. But
let's talk to God about it.
To God.
Right.
But then everything else is loving, right? So in this card, she's a fisher of men. I don't know if you can see her. Can you see her shoulders?
Oh, yeah.
She's a fisher of men to the world.
Oh.
All right. For other women, it would be pregnancy. But at 58, we're not asking for none of that village of the damn shit where everybody goes to sleep and wakes up pregnant. We're not looking for that shit. This is family here. Family, victory with family, victory with women. All right. I really love that because I'm just so enamored by the growth of womenness and more family here. Talking about womenness, and then this is magic. This is me wanting to never leave my magic up behind with the world above and to be very giving with it and for it to bring in money. And also justice and power and balance, balance meaning religion against spirituality. Like it's not a power struggle anymore. It is. But talking about feminine influence over here, where is the feminine? Right here. Look at the togetherness of these three girls. They're also very eclectic. There's no one particular, but I like that the black girl is showing more illuminated. And so talking about that day, you have a beautiful shirt on.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It says Kamala, Michelle, Stacy, Keisha, Simone, trust Black women.
Love it. Trust Black women. You put that a lot on your IG, Bryan.
Yeah. So I have a Black men's mental health group called BRA. stands for Black Radical Underground Healers, and that's like one of the main things that I push is trusting your own intuition, because a lot of Black men don't listen to themselves. And I like to tell them that your intuition is God talking to you.
It is.
So I push that, but I also push to trust the intuition of your woman, of the women, your mother, your sister, your wife. If your wife's not Black, then your mother, your sister. You know what I mean?
Continue.
You know what I mean, though? Like I'm pushing. You have to trust Black women. You have to trust their intuition. If someone's saying, if a Black woman is saying to you, "Don't go to that party," don't trust that friend. He's not your friend. 9 times 10, if you go against it, you will regret it.
Okay, so I love that we're there. Let's pause that for a minute, because I think that's going to be critical in terms of trust Black women. For both of you, who are you?
You go first, ladies first.
Let me do what I do best.
Right. This is who I am.
I am a revolutionary. I am an activist. I am a writer. I am a dancer. One of my biggest things right now, I consider myself a counselor and a mentor and a leader. And so one of my biggest things right now is to release the ideas of walls. Like, you can be anything and everything that you want to be. Like, you can be all of the things. And so I struggled with that a lot in my early 20s, because I had all these different interests, and I'm such an artist, and I paint and I draw and I sing sometimes, and I do poetry, and I was a professional dancer, and I'm a writer. So I had this like inner struggle, like, oh, well, what do I have to do professionally? And I want to be Oprah, and I want to do all these different things, and how do they fit in with each other? And then I realized that I was putting myself in a box, and then limit yourself. You can be everything that God designed you to be, all at the same time. And actually, Bryan helped me a lot with that, because when I met him, I was doing all these different things, and every once in a while I'd get anxious about it. And he would be like, do all the things. And I'd be like, you're right. I can do all the things. Like, I can do all the things. So yeah, I'm everything. I'm every woman.
Well, I remember when Oprah said she was every woman, and then it backfired on her. But I understood why it backfired on her. It backfired on her. Oh yeah, Oprah's opening song was "I'm every woman."
Oh, on her intro.
And it backfired on her. Guess why it backfired on her? Because white people didn't like it.
Oh, well, you see, and that's their problem. It's personal.
Shaka Khan? White people ain't like Shaka Khan?
No.
The idea that Oprah thought that she could be as good as them.
Oh, dang. And then she ended up being better.
And now it brings us to a place. Of course, Oprah had to change her opening theme.
That's crazy.
To suit them. But this is back before it was
early 90s.
Fuck y'all. Like, forget, like, what? You're having a problem with that? No, when I say I'm every woman, I'm every woman that has dived into something to be.
Yeah.
I'm your example, Day, of what you could be.
Yeah.
And so when she caved, you and I never had this conversation because you were raised on Oprah.
Right, I was.
My son was raised on the Oprah show. And we would watch it with all of the topics, however, good or bad they were.
Right.
Afterwards, we would have this whole conversation about what the show was about. I think it made you very sensitive to women's issues.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't know that that's what I was doing, though. I thought I was having conversations with my son.
Right.
But when you're led by spirit, you're led the right way. So by my own ignorance, I didn't know I was helping you to care about women's issues.
Yeah.
And when it was time for you to just speak on it, you didn't have any fear.
Yeah.
I remember watching your post and watching your post develop. And it was breaking my heart every time. I was like, God, it was almost like I wish I raised him. I was like, this is what I've always wanted to raise. And I was like, but you did. And so after a while, I started sitting back and watching the natural aspect of you promoting women.
Yeah.
Right from the inception of George Floyd's death, when everybody forgot the women. You never gave up on Breonna Taylor.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that we had a I love this pic. It's my microphone.
Gonna throw it?
Oh no.
Go for it.
What's crazy is that we had a protest in Pasco, our second protest.
Yeah.
And we were chanting "Say his name" and George multiple names, but him. We were saying him.
Yes.
And I was like leading the chants, and a girl walked up to me and said, "Can you say Breonna Taylor?" And I felt so terrible in that moment.
Yes.
Standing up, and I think that I don't even know this girl's name. Oh, I think her name is. She was in my acting class. I forgot her name. She was in one of my acting classes. I love this little girl, but she's a little black girl, and she said, "Can you?"
She was a young girl.
She's like 12. She's like 12, 13 years old.
So woke, so adorable.
An angel.
Yeah.
Yes.
To you.
And I was like, man, I felt so bad. But and for the rest of the day, I was like, Breonna, you know what I mean? And so from then on, I was like, I told her, I was like, the next time I saw her in acting class, I was like, you woke me up to showing unapologetic love to the black woman.
Wow. I wonder what you gave back to her.
I know, right? Something.
Oh, I know it's something. I'm not worried. Yeah. She didn't come up to you for no reason, and you responded in a moment for her.
Yeah.
For you then to go back and say, you changed my life.
Yeah.
I know you gave her something. Yeah. You don't have to know what. It's there. So when you say I'm every woman, I want to offer permission to be that. That, and you took it, like you already knew it, and I love that. And you like made it very light-hearted.
Yeah.
Because Oprah cowered. Yeah. And I'm not blaming her because it was at an era where they ruled.
Right. Yeah.
She's still coward. Is that my baby I hear?
Oh, you hear her?
Y'all just gonna ignore her? Bring her down.
It's nap time. She has to go to sleep.
She has to take a nap. Otherwise.
Oh, I love that.
Like the Hulk.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the discipline. So guess what? Hands up.
Right.
Hands up.
And you'll start needing a later nap time, right?
Yeah,
now, at this point, I don't know. She usually goes down at 2, and she'll do this until 3. So I'm giving her 8 minutes.
But the older she gets, it's like the later that she wants to go down. So
yeah, she's starting to have like actual fun with us.
Yeah.
She's like leaving the baby phase. Yeah. There is no baby.
And now she's saying mommy, so she's just screaming all the time.
Oh, she's saying mommy.
Mommy!
It's like she has a revelation that Daishaundra's in the room. Like she'll be playing with me, we'll be sitting down.
And then she'll go, mommy. She'll be like,
mommy.
Why aren't you guys videotaping this so I could see what the heck is happening?
I don't know. She's hilarious. Yeah.
I need to see some of this stuff that's happening. I feel like I'm missing out on everything. And yet when I'm there, I feel like I'm getting everything I'm supposed to need. So it's like I'm not really missing out on it.
Yeah. We'll send you more videos. We have
I need videos.
She's it'd be funny.
So that was great, Day. But I also want to remind you that this time last New Year's, that was a game changer for everybody in that house.
Yeah.
That really was like the proof that manifesting is real.
Yeah.
It like showed us all, like, hey, what you manifest, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
In this house as a complete family, and manifested and prayed on New Year's, and then the next year it was like it never stopped. Every month.
The whole year, I think everybody got where they needed to be, and then some. And I think we read. I have it on video. I think we read it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah, I have it on video. I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah.
But one of the things that came through that I feel like I fought for, and I was like, I need to enter the new year with roots. With the roots song. Like I just knew it.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah. I needed it so badly. I needed it for my soul. Yeah. And look what happened this year. It was all about Blackness and Black power and going back to Africa and really just the pride that came through this year. Like I knew it, but I didn't know it.
Yeah. And
it was so weird that when Beyonce came out with Black is King, was that before George Floyd?
Let me see. Let me look it up. Let's get the facts.
I don't know. I need to check.
I think it was after.
I think it was after too. Was it after?
Yeah, July 31st. It came out.
Okay, but by that time we were well into black.
Yeah.
With George Floyd dying on live TV, which was the difference, purposely, which was different from Eric Garner, who I believe we saw die on TV too.
Oh yeah,
it was recorded
on the phone.
It was recorded.
Yeah.
Not for the same intentions, though. Supposedly. Supposedly. But for the deliberate act of squeezing somebody's neck, and then the other two people on the body, and then the one cop stopping people from saving George. Like all of that was just so palpable.
Yeah.
And then for Black power to rise up, black hair, black skin, all the shades of Blackness, people, all the shades, no colorism issues. And then there's this one little girl that was prominent. I should have her picture somewhere where she was like 4 and she was like,
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I loved her.
I love her. Right. Imagine what she.
Oh no, we froze.
Are we frozen?
Is it us?
It's me. It's me. I didn't pay my cable bill. Do you want me to fix it? They froze it.
You're back.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, how y'all doing?
Don't mind all of our baby toys.
Oh man, you can see the whole thing. We was talking to them while you was gone.
Oh, good. Keep talking. I just didn't pay my cable bill because first of all, I never pay it, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get rid of it now.
We have the same issue. Like they supposed to take it from us. Just take it. You know what I mean? Take it.
Well, you still got cable?
Yeah.
No,
cable. We don't have cable.
Wi-Fi.
We have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but you have to have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm getting rid of cable.
Oh, you don't
even have cable because we have so many different TV.
You don't need cable.
Outlets
just pay
and mediums.
Right. Just pay
Hulu,
for the stuff.
Netflix, Amazon. You
Showtime.
can go on Amazon and get every single channel.
Right. Showtime, HBO
on
Max.
Amazon?
Yeah.
On Amazon Prime.
Are you frozen?
Yeah.
Are we still freezing? Maybe I should just pay the goddamn bill. Are we still freezing?
You're back.
Okay. It's not going to show up like this on internet though. When it goes on YouTube, it just connects the choppiness.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We don't use cable, but we do have. Well, we don't have it anymore because it's expensive. Sling.
I was going to ask you about Sling.
I love Sling because I could watch basketball, so I'm gonna get it back. but it's kind of expensive. It's one of them steep ones.
If we get slated, let's listen to me. If we,
Oh no, oh no,
don't know, maybe. Are you guys back?
yeah.
Let me just pay this goddamn bill. You know how much my cable is?
Oh no,
$155.
that's steep.
I'm not doing this with these people anymore. I'm just tired.
With like more than one phone, it's like right? It's like 3 phones and a phone bill.
Yeah. And it's not even like I don't even watch TV anymore.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just get the Wi-Fi and then pay for other stuff as you go. Like if you see something on Amazon Prime, you're like, oh, I want to watch that, and they're like, you gotta have Showtime. Get it.
I refuse to get people now.
I just got HBO Max uploaded to Roku.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It took a while, but we got it too.
That's cool. All right. So Day, I bring this whole thing up about New Year's is because as I was taping, you walked past the camera and you said, watch out for me. My book is coming. Meaning I'm going to write.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the first steps of writing has shown this year.
Yeah. This year, actually, I was published before a couple of years ago, and that was like the first time I was published, but it was a very small online magazine. But this year, or 2020, was the first year that I was published multiple times by multiple mediums, magazines, and newspapers, and so that was
which gets you to your book, whatever that looks like when it's supposed to. Okay, Bryan, who are you?
Oh, okay. I am a father and a husband first. And then I'm a poet, I'm an actor, I'm an advocate for like youth and Black people and Black men. And I'm a lover and a fighter. I'm a lover and a fighter, but I'm not so much of a fighter anymore. I'm about peace. I'm a peacemaker and a peacekeeper.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and a singer.
Yes. And
an actor.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting that you started out with family.
Yeah.
I find that breathtaking that you mentioned your children, your wife first.
Yeah.
I know. Let me change mine. He always does that. He's such a good husband. He's always like, I'm a husband. And I'm always like,
It's okay. It's okay. You know why? Because I always see like these awesome women, right? Awesome women who are doing things with their lives in the community, and they happen to be mothers and I often see them only seen or only viewed as so-and-so's wife, so-and-so's mom.
That's true.
And I never really see, and I actually have been seeing a lot of men say, I'm a husband, I'm a father first. Because I respect that. I respect that. We have a friend named, she's yelling. You hear her?
I do.
We have a friend that we work with named Naima. Her husband is so proud to be her husband.
I love her husband.
And we click on that.
Naima? Which one's Naima? She's the one that does the radio show?
No. That's the other. There's another one. That's
Naima works with us a lot on community outreach and Black Lives Matter stuff, and she is the CEO of our Tri-Cities Diversity and Inclusion Council, where we work a lot with them too. But she's she's our boss lady.
And so her husband, like they're both like boss lady. They're both on that level of like, you know, as people who are I don't want to call them old. They're not old. But people who are like above us in age, they're like we aspire to them. You know, we're looking at them like it's big bro type of stuff. And so my first conversation with him he was like, no, I am Naima's husband.
It's so cute.
And I was like, yo, I'm Daishaundra's husband. Like, what? Like, how do you meet somebody like you? You know what I mean? And so
the cute thing, his Facebook handle.
It's her name.
Yeah.
It's his first name and then her name.
Well, didn't you do that on Twitter? Which confused the hell out of me. You guys don't warn me about anything.
I did this when Daishaundra had her what was the name of the event?
So there was a Poet Jordan event that I performed at, and I did my last spoken word piece.
Yeah. And so to show support.
Is that the one I attended?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I love that. By the way, Day, you don't tell me what you're doing.
I'm sorry. But you came.
No, but even after that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you don't say, hey, Tracey, I'm getting ready to go on this radio show. I'm getting ready to go. Like, I want for you to tell me. I find out on Facebook and I'm like, where do I look for it? And the other girl was like, it's only a portion. And I'm like, why is it a portion? I'm dying here.
I'll send you more updates with links.
You just got to say, like, don't judge me. Let me do me.
Yeah.
And the only thing I do very well is be supportive.
Okay.
That is the only thing I do well. Beyond that, I'm crazy. I am argumentative. I am a know-it-all. But nothing to the degree of being supportive is my first thing I love to do. So I only got 2 children, right?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's true.
What do I got? I got 2 children. That's it. And I gotta get in here. I'm like finding my way in your lives. Like, do I sneak in here? Do I go there? What do I do? So tell me everything.
We'll send you more links when we have
nothing will be annoying to me. Nothing. Don't even go, oh, it's just so. No, I like to sit back and go like this. And then when you say something, I'm like, that's what I did for Bryan. I mean, the sacrifices that went on with this child, just gave up my whole life, although we had a great life. You know, we flew first class everywhere. The stewardess would say to Bryan, okay, sweetie, time to leave your mom. And I would be like, no, I'm with him. You know, and then I would sit for hours just watching him act, and I'd be like this. You know?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to tell me anything. I just love to support. And once I get closer, then anything that Nova or Ezra needs to do, dance class, singing classes, once we get back in the world again, y'all just let me know. I won't have anything better to do than my psychic readings, and trace being around y'all's children.
That's
all right.
I'm excited.
Good. So Bryan, you are a father and a husband. A husband and a father. I want to thank you for taking on such a strong position. That to me is love. And I'm not sure I taught you that. I think I woke up one day and no, I don't think so. I can only teach you what a woman has inside of a woman. I can't teach you how to be that man for your woman. So I think there are some components that you probably got from your father, who's always been somewhat consistent. I know Ezra is copying you.
Oh my God. You ask him what he wants to be when he grows up. He says a husband.
A husband. He says, I want to be a husband.
A husband. And
we're like, What you say? What?
He's like, I want to be a husband and a dad. And then, and then when he was younger, he would be like, so then I can have a wife like you. Like, I want to marry Mama Day. And I'd be like, you can't marry Mama Day.
But he wants the spirit of Mama Day. So I love that. I think you've elevated to Mommy Day, by the way.
Yeah.
Has he been saying it consistently?
Spells it out, but then he says Mama Day.
Yeah,
so
he spells Mommy Day.
He spells Mommy Day. So it's like a transition.
It's a transition. Yes. Where's his phone?
We still have it. So
we're gonna send it to you.
Could you show the world that I actually brought the phone, because it came from other people's income?
Yeah.
I forgot to tell y'all to take a picture of him with the phone so that I could post it somewhere. But now this is on YouTube and we'll be able to, everybody can see. I brought the phone, people.
Yeah.
I brought a red phone because that's his favorite color.
Oh, the battery died, of course.
Oh, no worries. Just show the phone. And a red case.
It's adorable.
So cute.
His iPad Touch.
His texts are adorable.
He says, He said the other day, he said, I love you guys so much. You're so lucky to have me.
Yeah. He texted us and he said, I love you guys so much. You're so lucky to have me. And we were like, we are. And he was like, yeah.
I would have been like,
So
is that on the family text? He's still texting y'all from his computer.
No, he doesn't text us since he left. But
this is when he had y'all's phone.
Yeah, right. So when he goes to your house, he'll be able to send us text messages and play the game.
So, but it's such a Sagittarian thing to say something like that.
You're so lucky to have me.
That is such a fire sign issue. Me first, and then, oh yeah, by the way, you're lucky. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a text. There's a text where he said something to me, and I was like, I'm supposed to say that. You're supposed to say it. Like, you're not supposed to say that. Whatever it was like, I'm the best. And I was like, I'm the best son you could have. I was like, I'm supposed to.
That is such a Sagittarian thing.
He's so funny.
He's hilarious and so lovable. And I feel very blessed to have such a smart kid to battle with.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Well, you'll find it. Keep looking for it.
No.
But that brings me to a thing that you're doing, which is bruh.
Yeah.
BRUH.
BRUH. Sorry.
And how did you come to discover the need for this? What happened?
Well, actually, a friend of mine, Jonathan Tillman, who I love, founded BRUH in LA. And that was, remember, I was going to a Bible study group.
Yes, I really love that Bible study group that you were attending.
Yeah, it was once a month.
From what you were telling me about it, it just seemed like such a beautiful male bonding experience.
It was. It wasn't too much like the BRUH from today, but we was just. This was obviously way before COVID. This was before even.
It was before we moved here.
Yeah. And so I think it started in 2014. I think it ended. It ended because people stopped coming, and
things just changed.
After a while, it was just like it ended up just being like him and two other guys. Like it would be me, Jonathan Tillman, and then someone else. And he just was like, oh, I don't know if I can keep it up. So it ended up being a group chat on like WhatsApp, and so we would always talk that way. And then when we moved here, Daishaundra was like, I think that you could become a staple in the community, and that you could host BRUH, because I kept saying that I wanted to take it on. If Tillman was gonna leave it alone, then I was gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen in 2019. We were trying to find ourselves, and then once we did, we were settling in for sure. And then and then the baby, right?
And the baby.
So,
pregnancy doesn't help. Like you're frustrated.
Yeah. In hindsight, I wish I would have started it off. That way we could have had some in-person meetings.
It was perfect now.
It was perfect timing though, because once
timing.
COVID hit and then Zoom started being the necessity, it allowed for nationwide meetings.
Yes.
And so Tillman, the guy who started it, is still a part of it. He's a
part of your chapter, or
so he left it alone. And then so I told him that I was gonna pick it back up, and that I wanted to have him still be, a prominent name in it.
Yeah.
So he's a Christian dude. He loves God to the fullest. He's like was abstinent to marriage type of. Yeah.
I love that.
The sidebar, but when I met him, it was a guy's trip, and I was meeting him for the first time. But it was a guy's trip to Vegas. And the guy wanted to go to the strip club, and he didn't want to. He's not the guy. He's not that guy. So we went, and I didn't know him. If I would have known that what his lifestyle was like, I would have been like, we're not going.
Yeah.
Why would I take this guy to the strip club?
Right.
And so we're here, like the strippers are behind us, and he was like this at the strip club, facing away from them. And I was like, this guy is not a good time. Like, what's going on? And so I took him on a drive. Well, he was driving, but we just went somewhere, and I picked his brain, and he told me the whole story about how he's a Christian and how he was, people were trying to pressure him to be this charismatic dude who could get all the girls, and he didn't want to do that. And so he found this girl that he loved, and this was 2012, and they got married in
We were there.
They got married in 2018.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he
These
waited.
two did not have sex from 2012 to 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. So they spent their whole 20s together. They lived, they traveled, they love each other, and so
they live together.
They live together now. Yeah, they waited until marriage to live together.
To live together. Okay, I was like, they live together, and it was no
yeah, so he's
that's power.
Yeah. I mean, he's a powerful dude, and so he's really good at prayer, and he's really good at like finding the word. So that's his role. I'll give him the topic beforehand, like a week, and then he'll find
his gift.
Yeah, he'll find the topic in scripture, and then preach to us for a good 10 minutes, and then we'll start the meeting.
Wow, that's a unique gift.
Yeah. And so we just get together and we talk about things that I want to talk about, but I've been trying to open it up to them. I'm like, yo, give me topics. I would like to talk about things that you guys have on your minds. So a few favorites that stick out is protecting your peace.
Yes.
We talked about, most recently.
And we're talking about protecting your peace from a male perspective.
Yeah, from a Black male perspective.
From a Black male perspective. Because
I mean, you can protect your peace as a man, and you can take the steps that my research has given. But it's specifically, my research it goes specifically to the Black male.
Yes.
Because I mean, in your privilege as other, yeah. Probably there are things that you can't identify.
It's not the same.
With. It's not the same. And so. Yeah. And so I don't preach, but if I said that I preach, I would be preaching specifically to that demographic, to this.
Yeah, I like to call it, if you don't mind me rephrasing everything, I like to call it Black care.
Yeah.
It softens it up. It makes me feel, when you say care, it makes me feel better. And I am hoping, by using the word Black care, that people get it.
Yeah.
Because that's all we really want, is care for people of color.
Another topic that we just discussed that most recently was setting and sustaining boundaries. I was so nervous because I had some new guys coming, and I did like all this research, and I did all this writing down, and I didn't realize how passionate I was, but it's because of situations that I had found myself in my mid to late 20s, not setting, sustaining my boundaries, and trying to make decisions for other people.
Yeah.
And making enough decisions for myself. So, yeah.
Yeah. Especially since there are people that can come in and influence you against your relationship,
Mhm.
against your marriage, against your children,
Yes.
that you don't mean to happen.
Mhm.
It's just that there's these easy influences, or maybe the person needs to question how they could be easily influenced
Yeah.
to then wind up with situations that's against the grain of going back to listen to your woman.
Yeah.
And
One
a lot
thing
of
that
people
go
have
ahead.
boundary issues. A lot of people don't understand setting boundaries, and it's a lot of people will mistake being an empath as just allowing any and everything to come in and not flow out of their lives, and then find themselves in all of these compromising situations. But setting boundaries is like one of the top, to me, one of the like top rules of spirituality is to not just let any and everything into your life. And it's self-love at its highest degree. Understanding that you're worthy of boundaries.
Yeah. Setting your boundaries. Also,
that's a good. Are you worthy of setting boundaries?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to just give and be open to any and everyone. That's not necessarily love.
It's
and a lot of people
God
get
also.
those things. Yeah. A lot of people get that confused, and they just, well, that's my friend. And so they talk to me like this all the time, and I just let them, or they do this all the time, and they take from me all the time. And I just have to love them, because that's what I think being a good Christian is, or that's what I think being spiritual is, or being a good person.
Yeah.
And it's just, no, not setting boundaries is the absence of self-love.
And
like
setting
understanding.
Setting your boundaries. It's like, yo, don't cross this line. That's a hurdle. That's a hurdle for some people. I have an issue with saying no, period. And so I've had to learn that. And I had to learn for my own self-care. And as a husband, you got to learn for your family's self-care.
Oh, and as a wife, that's a huge thing. We talk about that all the time. Like, when you're into a marriage, like the biggest thing is that you have to cover your wife, or you have to cover your husband. And you can't let any and everything flow in and out of your life.
No.
Because now you're responsible for more than just you. And then for us, like when we have kids, it was easy. At that point, it was like, no, because you can't be a part of my life if I feel wide open and exposed, and I feel taken advantage of, or I don't feel like my boundaries are up high enough in certain situations. And that means that my child is going to be exposed.
Right.
That my child will be open to these things. So it's just the most important thing.
And so setting is one thing that could be a hurdle for some people, but sustaining is a whole nother thing, but it's really not that hard. And that's the thing that I was trying to get across to my guys, is that it's discipline. That's a fact. It's discipline. You have to discipline yourself.
And it is hard sometimes, right? Like everybody's gone through that sometimes. You set boundaries with someone and you're like, oh God, exhale, I did that. Because for a lot of us, it's hard to tell somebody, hey, no, you can't talk to me like that. Or, hey, no, I can't do that for you because I have this going on. And setting boundaries is uncomfortable.
Right.
You have to tell people, like, I don't care how you feel about this. This is what I need for my life. And it's an uncomfortable situation. But yeah, the discipline of continuing it is the tough part. 3 years from now, the universe could test you and send you somebody else that's going to test your boundaries. And you have to be able to say again, no, this can't happen in my life. And it's an uncomfortable situation, but it's something we all have to get comfortable with.
Yeah. And the universe will always test you.
Yeah.
Always. Like some people see it inappropriately. Like, why do I keep choosing these type of friends? And it's like, no, there's a part of you that identifies with that type of friend. One. And so if that's an identification, and then they show you themselves to you, they show you through them, and then you get upset, you have to question you.
Right. You have an opportunity.
Now you have an opportunity to show that
to show your boundaries.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a client today that, broke up with a friend 10 years ago. They got back together, and the woman she was so funny. She's like, she disrespected me at my house, And I said, yeah, but you did kind of take her back in.
Yeah.
And although she might have laid dormant for a while, because
Yeah.
it must have been a lesson learned to lay dormant, not to change. And so it comes back up again.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was talking to her today, I was like, did you ever say anything 10 years ago? Or did you just stop communicating? And she's like, I just stopped communicating. I was like, well, there you go. So.
Yeah. And discernment. Like, she definitely probably needed the discernment to know whether or not this is somebody who should be in her life. If she already
already knew.
Don't do it again.
Always.
I made that mistake before. So
always.
Yeah.
I always feel like once they think you're a sucker, that you're always going to be a sucker for them.
Look, Maddie B comes to bruh, and we had a conversation in the setting and sustaining boundaries chat or group about his job and how his boss takes from him so often. Takes and so and he has a girlfriend. He's taking steps to get married, but he has a girlfriend who will cook a dinner, and then his boss will be like, he'll receive the text, oh, I just cooked dinner tonight, so you got this coming when you get home. And then his boss will come in his office and be like, hey, you're coming, no asking, no ask, you're coming to my house and we're going to do this, that, and third, and my wife's making dinner, and we're going to talk about that next project or whatever it may be. And now his wife is sitting at home by herself with the dinner that she cooks for him. And so he has to set his boundaries. We've had a whole conversation about and then setting and sustaining your boundaries slowly but surely. You can't walk in the office on Monday and be like, listen, no, I'm tired of you.
Well, no, and you should always be able to do it peacefully. It doesn't even have to be a confronting kind of situation.
Right.
Like, hey, and if they want to get loud and crazy after the fact,
that's their problem.
On them.
Right. That's their problem.
But if I say to you, hey, I really respect you and I appreciate what you're trying to do, but when this office closes, I'm going home.
I need my time with my wife.
We ended up having a conversation, and it could be gentle. Where the conversation ended up ending was that he's very vital to this company, whatever company it is, and he's like the smartest guy in the room because he's him, and he's needed, right? So if you're so necessary, why do you feel like you have to do so much to stay?
But he's capable of wielding his power.
Right.
Why is he acting needy?
Right.
When they need him.
You are needed. Yeah. And so what we ended up coming to was you can do it without the confrontation. You can say, hey, they bought him a car. They give him what's that?
Oh, it's comments.
How'd you do that?
I just pressed one of the buttons on the comments.
Oh, nice.
Can you guys do that? Do you see the comments there?
I see the comments.
Can you press a button and see what shows up? No. It doesn't get highlighted. Okay, it must be for the host then.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But saying, yo, you don't have to do all of this for me to stay, first and foremost. You don't have to do all of this. You don't have to buy me the car. I'm still going to work at this company. I still need a job for my family. But I need to go home to my family. Right. And so the next time they come in the office, hey, you're going to come to no, listen, I have to go home. I got things to do. I got movies to watch. I'm going to be with my girl.
I'm exhausted.
And I'll see
you in my 8 hours.
Tomorrow. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Put the wall up and allow the wall to stay up.
What's Maddie's sign?
Pisces. March 9th. Is Pisces?
True Pisces. True Pisces. You know, most Pisces male, I don't know about Pisces female, most Pisces males are extremely successful.
Yeah.
There's something about them that believes in the power of success.
Yeah, we know a few.
Doesn't surprise me. Now, most Pisces male have a unhealthy relationship with relationships, yes.
Yeah, we see that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I'm not the, psychologist of Pisces, but
Right.
it's very typical. Most Pisces women are know-it-alls. And it's like, do you need to know it all?
No.
But it's also a sign for both men and women that have all 12 signs inside of them. So most Pisces men need to be raised well. I mean, nip it, especially what that relationship thing is with them. It's got to get addressed. It's got to get addressed early.
Yeah.
Like, you got to talk to your 3-year-old about relationships when he's 19. And I'm serious.
Yeah. Wow.
But in any case, Maddie B's been one of my favorite kids for you. And I don't have many favorites with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mommy's antennas were always, oh damn, what? Okay. Ma, can I go over? Oh damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more worried about the moms more than the kids.
Oh, yeah.
You had this sexuality about you that older women just loved.
That's so weird. I never, gross. At like 14.
It was gross. It was gross. And I would see it and I'd be like, oh damn. Because then it's hard to say something to these women who haven't done anything.
Right.
You just
but
know.
It was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was hard. And so I would have to have these private conversations with Bryan. I'd be like, okay, so clearly his mom likes you.
I'm so glad I didn't know you.
But it wasn't his fault. He was exuding this energy. He wasn't acting on it. And I'd be like, okay, clearly his mom likes you. Don't fuck her.
Oh, geez.
As we're driving home, I'd be like, okay, babe, so she likes you. Don't fuck her, okay?
No.
You just got to be honest with your child and you got to call it out and you got to be able to like nip something today. Today, you nip it. I don't need to file a lawsuit or a case against a mother. Like, I don't have time for all of that. I got one moment in time, and I used it to talk to you.
Yeah.
Period.
But also, that still happens.
What?
Like, not moms, obviously, but like just women, period. And it's the same situation.
They love Bryan. Everybody.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, I'm the type of
so much.
I'm the type of husband, and I was talking about this to my bro guys about being the type of husband where other women are not here. Like, you don't see them. You just don't see them. Because like you have everything that you want. I have everything that I want.
Yeah, and I never feel I always feel like worse for the women that like him.
Because I'd be like,
I'm always like, please listen, as long as you don't say anything to him, because my husband,
because your husband will say something to them, the woman.
Like, you could have a crush over there, like, fine, like, no, you can't help, whatever, like, people do that.
Yeah.
I was a kid once, and I'd be like, oh, that guy's wife is so cute. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let that be that. Let it die there.
Yeah.
Don't ever approach the situation as if you could do something. Are you crazy? We will both kill you. Like, what?
And the mother-in-law. And the mom. And the mother-in-law inside of me. I'll be like, where's that hoe? That's the hoe you were telling me about?
Like, you're about to
back. I'll be right back because I'm gonna have a conversation with that hoe. So y'all can't tell me shit. If y'all want me to preserve anything.
Right.
Wait, we'll all turn into Tony.
Right. Man. But yeah, it does still happen.
Was also very possessive of you. With them nurses.
Was
The
it right?
I tried to kill a couple of them.
Look,
Poor nurses.
but Tony understands energy, and I thought that lady was nice. Okay,
We
never said anything to each other.
She was just the nicest, sweetest lady.
And keep it pushing. She said, "Don't look at my nephew."
She was like, "He has a wife."
She said, "Oh,
I'll kill you."
women in here. He is married."
She was not having it. She was not. I was like, "Tony, that lady's a nice lady. She didn't do anything wrong." She was like, "No, niece. I got you, niece. Don't worry about it." I was like, okay.
Tony, by the way, everyone, the best part of Day coming into our lives is when her and Bryan took care of Tony. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a nice
that experience that y'all gave me.
It had a stressful.
See,
Yeah.
no, it was stressful, but y'all weren't around when I was stressed with her, so I knew what y'all were getting.
Yeah.
I was like, "See ya, bye."
See you guys later.
I know stress, but it was just so nice for y'all to pick up the weight and figure it out and fight for her.
Yeah.
Fight with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, when she broke your nails that day, I was like, it's over.
Yeah.
When she broke your nails, I knew at that point. I was like, this is it. Were you pregnant then?
No, not yet. I wasn't pregnant.
You weren't pregnant then.
Mm-mm.
So was that the year prior?
Yeah, I think it might have just been a little bit before that, honestly.
Oh, good. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Good.
And it was like she knew before we knew, remember? And she was like, I would see her and she would just start rubbing my stomach and say, "You having a baby?" And I was like, "What?" Tony, why are you saying that?
This was before marriage. She would say,
even married, and she would be laughing. She would start laughing. And we would be like, "Why are you laughing?" She'd be like, "Oh, you're going to have a baby." Like, okay.
But also, I think she announced the baby a year prior.
Yeah.
About a year and a half prior. And then almost a year to things, she's like, it was this time last year where she was like, Day's having a baby.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. You remember?
Yeah, I do remember now.
And you didn't want to hear it then either. And she was like, a boy.
Move.
Yeah.
She called our move because when we got married, we didn't know that we were moving.
Yeah.
We had talked about it, but we weren't even like.
It wasn't like a.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a thing.
She said, "Oh, y'all getting married," and one day she was crying. Was she crying to you?
She started crying to me. I took her for a walk, and she started crying, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be so sad when you move." And I was like, "Where am I moving to?" And she was like,
"No,
yeah, I'm gonna be so sad.
I'm gonna miss you so much, niece." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. Tony has a gift like everybody else. Like she is amazing with that gift.
He does. It's real.
By the way, last week I talked to her. We always talk FaceTime, and she noticed my hair. And Tony and I are always in competition, always. So I can't do what I used to do on FaceTime, but when I used to go see her and I would have something different on, or I lost more weight than her.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have the same body. We don't have the same body. She's always looking thin. And she would be like, "You're losing weight?" And I was like, "Yeah, jealous. So now that we're on Zoom, I can't do it the same way. So she sees my hair and she goes, "I like your hair." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." This week I talked to her and she goes, "I need your hair. Like, we need to do it."
I need it now.
I need it. So they're going to do it on Monday, get her this something similar.
Yeah.
And she's so cute because when she has this thing, I don't know if you guys were around when she first went into the home and she had her hair braided. And then she cut her own hair and then denied it. Like she's so much trouble. We were like, "Who cut your hair?" you know, and it was like cut by like some demon person in her room because
Yeah.
she would never. And then finally, I mean, it turned into this big drama.
Mm.
And then finally, one of the owners was like, Tony, who cut your hair?
Mm.
She goes, I did. So from that point on, I forbade her to have braids.
Yeah.
Oh,
So she hasn't had braids in 3 years. So
right.
when she saw my hair today, she was like, I want your hair. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she goes, oh, wait, I'm not allowed to have braids. And I says, Tony, you've grown up. You are mature. You can have braids again. Everything has changed for you. So getting back to you two, because I like to talk about myself a lot. How has COVID been for you guys? How have you survived COVID? How have you liked each other more?
Honestly,
like
it has been easy.
Honestly, I keep reading all these blogs and people are like, how to survive your marriage with COVID. And I don't understand the question because when COVID happened and we were like, oh, we have to stand, we rejoiced.
Yeah.
And we were like, finally, we get to just like
no work.
You and our daughter.
Yeah.
And we've just like been happy ever since. Like, I think the hard parts of COVID have always been like external, like not being able to go to the movies or things like that.
That's where it does get hard. Like,
we want to go on a date.
We want to go on a date.
We want to go outside.
Yeah.
We want to go on a road trip and like go see another city.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. We just get creative. We have like movie days.
Yeah.
We let Nova get crazy with finger paint sometimes.
Yeah.
We've been honeymooning for almost a year now.
Yeah, really. I mean, every time I talk to a guy that's like in a relationship, or I like to try and keep my guys, you know, the ones that are mine.
Yeah.
In your bro group.
Well, no, the bro group, because some guys might come. You know, you come as you come. So if you come and you're one of the guys that doesn't like your wife, we got to have a conversation.
Yeah, like, are you okay?
But you're welcome. You're welcome to come because you're going to.
But you can always learn something. I mean, not liking your wife could be. That also can be learned behaviors.
It's mommy issues.
Oh my gosh!
Daddy
all
issues.
the healing.
It's a whole bunch of stuff, and we got to unpack it.
Yeah, we just our house turned into a library in COVID also. So like right now we're really studying healing and generational trauma and trauma and all kinds of things together. We both
also, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Also, I don't think a lot of people spend time learning with their significant other.
Yeah, like I think the point is to grow together.
Watch documentaries, read a book, read a book. We watch documentaries.
Yeah.
Like we'll have like a documentary like weeks or like a month straight of just watching documentaries and just learning. It's retaining knowledge between the two of us. And then like, you know, I space out. So she'll catch something that I didn't catch, and then she'll teach me a thing that I'm learning about. And I'll be like, oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, you fall in love more because your wife.
I've actually seen you two do that. I've seen it like in live action.
Yeah.
Because Daisy educator, so she's like, well, actually, and then you didn't realize it. I fell into Bryan. I was like, okay, so what happened in Lovecraft here, Jay? What happened? And you were so good at educating everything that my soul needed to hear about Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That was so fun when we watched Lovecraft.
I was so grateful that I could watch it and then have you all talk me through it.
Yeah.
And that's the first time you've ever done that, because when we watched that other one, Get Out was one.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's that other one? This Is Us.
Us.
You kept saying, wait for it. And I'm like, I was nervous. What am I waiting for? So when you went and freely kept explaining Lovecraft.
Yeah.
It was powerful.
It's deep.
It's deep. It's rooted. There's multiple
and there's
layers.
So much history in it. Oh my gosh. So like the crazy thing, you brought up New Year's, because one of the things that I feel like we manifested this year or in 2020 was a year or two before last New Year's. Me, Bryan, and my brother Aaron went on this enlightenment journey, and we didn't even realize that's what it was. We were just like, we need to know everything there is possible to know about Blackness, about who we are, about where we came from, and not just slavery. Like, we want to know what happened before slavery. We got back to deep stuff. We got into ancient Egypt. We got into the astrology that the ancient Egyptians were doing and all kinds of things. And that was 2 years prior to New Year's. And so then fast forward, all this stuff we've been learning about Black history is in Lovecraft country. And that's why I was like, they're doing a really good job at really educating people about what actually happened. And that's like one of the things I'm about right now, is the fact that a lot of the decisions that we make as the Black community, the reason why people don't know what they're doing, or the reason why maybe it feels like a tug of war, is because a lot of people have no idea what we've been through. And if you don't know your history, you don't know where you're going. And that's why we're doing circles, because people don't know where we've already been. They don't even know in all of the ways that we're being bamboozled or tricked or any of that stuff, because they have no idea, hey, this happened before. Hey, they've been doing this for 50 years. Hey, this has been going on for generations. Like,
I was reading in one of my tarot books. You know, I just do these morning things called Ashikis and Banas. And I'm reading in one of my tarot books a card. I don't remember which card it is anymore, where it turns out we were in concentration camps too.
Right. In Mississippi, I think it was, right?
Yeah. And it's like,
and it was
how did anybody hold that history in? Like, what was that coercion that everyone thought to hide that?
They said they killed 20,000 people in a week. And they were freed slaves. So they freed them for slavery, and then they hunted them down and put them in concentration camps and killed them in the same gruesome ways that they did in the Holocaust, but in 20,000 people in a week. And there, you know what I found out after you showed me that, is that there were multiple concentration camps in Mississippi at that time. That was one of them.
And I think that's one of the things that's important for everyone to understand, even the Jewish community in America, that they don't know.
Nobody knows
that we've had their experience. However, we had it in America, our land that they forced us to come to and then don't allow us to live on.
Come to and build.
I'm sorry?
I said they forced us to come to and build.
And build. Yeah, we built that Capitol, by the way. How dare you?
Right.
Yeah.
How dare you ruin our house? But, which is very typical, though. Actually, what happened at the Capitol is what's been happening to Black folks for years. It just finally was brought back home. The roost came home.
Right. We've been saying this.
We've been saying, look at yourselves.
Where the police and the KKK are the same people. Are you sure that they're all?
Oh yeah, no, people said that the KKK's in the police, really.
Yeah. I was upset about what happened at the Capitol, but if I can be honest, for the most part, I was laughing, because as activists for the last year, this is exactly what we've been saying.
Over and you can keep laughing.
Yeah.
Because they're having a hard time seeing themselves.
Right.
And I'm not talking about judges. Judges are picking up the weight, and they're like, you are despicable.
Yeah.
Judges are doing their job. But the regular Joe out there, like some of the congressmen and women, like 44 of them, wants to be able to say that the last administration leader was just being a boy. He was just being a boy.
They love to say
when a white boy rapes, he goes to jail for 3 months.
Boys will be.
When a Black boy steals a piece of gum, he goes away for 12 years because he had a gun on him. didn't use it, didn't show it.
Right. Or he dies at the scene.
Or he dies at the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And people still argue this. People will argue you down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they can't anymore because all you have to do is bring up the Capitol.
Who is the NFL player that just tried deliberately to beat the
Seahawks player.
A Seahawks player who tried to beat his black girlfriend to death
because she wouldn't bow to him.
And then he said, and then when she got up,
well, he thought she was dead.
Yeah.
So he sat down to her and ate his dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got up and ran to the bathroom. He said, "Oh, you're still alive."
Oh, wow, you're still alive. He is not being scrutinized right now. He was released from the Seahawks team, but that's probably the only punishment that he's received thus far. Whereas every black athlete that has had even a dispute with his wife has been canceled.
Chad Wheeler.
That's
who's the one with the elevator? He punched his wife out cold in the elevator, and he's never been able to recapture his career.
Yeah. Michael Vick was beating up dogs.
No, he's fighting dogs.
Oh, he's fighting dogs. That's pretty messed up.
No, he had dogs fighting each other.
Yeah. He was fighting dogs. That's messed up, right? But he got back to the NFL like 7 years after that incident.
Well, because the point is that we are worth less than animals to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But those words and how you describe that is that needs to be their old way of thinking, because we are not worthless.
Right.
We have to be on jurors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have to participate. We have to stifle the juror. Like, look what happened with Breonna Taylor's case. That once the jurors woke up and saw what that district attorney was doing, they are now suing him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have to be able to go back and say, despicable, unacceptable. I'm coming back to sue you now. The older ones would say, just let it go. Just let it go. But now, no, you don't let it go. So I was so proud. I think 3 black jurors came back and is suing him. I think they want him removed from office.
Yeah, get him out of there.
And they need to fight for that.
Yeah.
And I'm really waiting to see, because this Capitol situation is a structural change in how the different races are viewed. That means every police department has to look at their force. They really have to figure out defunding the police is a mandate,
because
after the Capitol riots.
They let them inside. Multiple videos.
We watched it.
In the arcade.
We watched the police go like this. One waved them in, right? We watched it. We watched them beat up a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Blue Lives Matter to you. When it's black folks, the Twitter was Blue Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. When it was black folks, we were looters and rioters.
Right.
You're looters and rioters. We learned it from you.
We weren't even rioting. We were peacefully protesting.
It wasn't even us rioting.
We weren't loot. That's why I said, Day, I got to watch what I say too. Like, I'm using their words, and I'm not using their words anymore. Like, fuck you. Your words don't matter to me. You know who are looters and rioters? Because you proved it.
Yeah.
You.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You showed us what a looter and rioter looks like.
Right.
You showed us. And it's so sad.
I'm looting and rioting, and it was never black people doing it.
That's true. When you look at the videos, it was always, I mean, well, there were some looters out of a grocery store. I saw the ones in the grocery store because they were hungry.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a lot of white people in there too.
True.
But it was Black Lives Matter.
But was it Tamika that was like, don't be surprised with looting and rioting? Like, that's the part of the expectation. When you starve a whole community.
Yeah, and that's the other entire issue is that the target is more important than the fact that they're killing thousands of innocent Black people every single year over nothing or for petty crimes.
Now, as a couple, did everything that went on this year make a big difference as couple goals? Because I'll tell you what I saw. I saw you guys working together at some point for Black Care. Black Care Matters. Not just for the white man to understand, but to be honest with you, for Black folks to understand.
Yeah.
And I saw you constantly work at it. And I was honored to see Black and White protesting with y'all. I was honored to see you all walking on that bridge because something had happened, right? And then sticking together the whole time. I noticed, Bryan, you never left your wife's side in any video. I noticed she would have the blowhorn horn. You would start to dance. She'd turn around and start dancing.
Yeah.
And all your cousins were there, Day.
Yeah.
So it turned into a consistent family matters.
Yeah.
I mean, did this year bring you guys closer? Not just the COVID, because there were other things going on.
It definitely brought us closer. The craziest thing I think was in 2019 that we wrote that poem?
Was it 2019 we wrote that poem?
I think it was 2019. We wrote a poem that we performed at a bunch of places.
No. We wrote that poem in 2020.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we wrote this poem. We wrote this poem in 2020. I think a lot of it is ancestral. We wrote this poem in 2020, right?
2020.
About Black love through all the generations and about what it takes and what it's meant for Black people to be together and for us to stay married and for Black families to matter. And so the poem basically started with slavery, which, as we all know now, even in slavery, Black people were still getting married. They were having secret weddings and love was still important then. And so our piece starts in slavery, and we talk about how the sacrifices that we made in slavery to stay together. And then we talk about the sacrifices that we made in segregation to stay together. And through all of these generations of Black love and what it's taken for Black men and Black women to stay together and be like, I'm never going to leave your side and I don't care. Like, either we're going to shoot everyone or we are going to rise up and speak to everyone or we are going to be activists together. Like, this is what it's going to be. And so it's just so funny that we wrote that poem and then everything happened with George Floyd, because that's exactly what our relationship became.
We wrote that poem for a Black History Month event.
Yeah.
Right before COVID. So we were able to go.
And then we were asked to read it so many other times. And so, everything that happened, all of the activism, it brought us closer because I couldn't imagine something happening to my husband in the same ways that I've watched this happen to men all over the country. And vice versa. Like, I see myself in Sandra Bland.
Yes.
I see myself knowing my law and knowing what's going on and being able to communicate exact details. And like, I know what's going on here. I see myself in that. And then on top of the fact that we have kids, and it was like, it just became painfully clear that anything could happen to anyone in our family. And we knew exactly how the rest of the world would respond. And it definitely brought us closer because it was like, it's us or it's nothing. Like, our lives will matter by any means necessary.
And also to add, I think we got closer because, like, we had protests and we had community outreach, and obviously that'll bring a couple closer together because you know, like, working together side by side. We've always
been together. Like that, but it was different.
It was like
we had to watch out for the police.
And it felt like we were, you know, we had, it was God, but we felt like we were putting ourselves in a position of power. But also, once we were speaking about self-care, because one of the most important ways to beat oppression is self-care, self-love. we started to go to therapy. We started to, just communicate more amongst each other as a married couple. I think like the foundation was already there, but it's like we added to our foundation.
What's the biggest thing that we were learning? We talked to Jordan all the time. Like healing is one of the biggest weapons against oppression.
Yeah.
Healing, self-love is one of the biggest weapons against oppression.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things that Black people have gone through and are still going through is very traumatizing. And trauma lives in the body.
Yes.
And it's like, how do you overcome all of these different aspects of life? How do you move forward if you're still living out and walking out these traumatic events? And if you're a traumatized person, you're going to respond to everything that you go through from a traumatized mind. And so we started working on generational healing, on like healing on our own traumas and our own backgrounds and learning about stuff together. And it's like, that's a weapon, because not only small people get to us and like rattle us or shake us, not only is that a problem, but on a much larger scale, now we're using our voice for our community. And so we need to be healed so I can think clearly about what Congress is saying to me. So I can think clearly about what they're trying to do and what's happening. So I can see it from a clear mind so that I can make decisions that are best for the Black community and no longer be tricked and fooled into thinking that we should be docile and quiet.
And
accepting.
also I need to be healed to be the best husband. Like I've been, as a husband, you're like, yo, I want to be the best husband I can be. How can I do that? That's a
whole other thing. Like
but
Black
also,
love is such a big deal.
Huge.
That we're like, there's literally a war against Black marriages.
Yes.
And against families right now. And it's very obvious. How often do you see Black families in the media? It's very seldom. And if you do, they label it as a Black movie. This is a Black show. And they push it away to the side. There is a very clear like war against Black families right now. And it's because we're better together. And like Black people have to wake up to that.
And also, I mean, talking about there still being a war against Black families, I'm watching commercials evolve. And the way I see commercial evolve is still through the white man's eyes. So they think to seem that it's okay to put out a commercial with Black and white couples. Did you see that? Have you noticed that?
For sure.
And I'm not against
That's not what we want. No.
But
I'm not against it. But that doesn't do it for me.
That's why
it's on purpose.
I just recently had
on purpose. But why is it on purpose? Because these are different commercials. Is it the same ad agencies? Because now we got to talk to the ad agencies and let them know you're still not looking at us. Why is it so hard for you to have a Black woman with Black hair,
with a Black husband,
with Black children? And by the way, you step into our income when you don't let us be both parties. Commercials are money.
It's on purpose. It's a very clear and purposeful war against the Black family. And like, those are the kind of things that we have to be like aware of. Because from what I see, there's a constant argument between Black women and Black men on every social media that I ever see. We're always at odds with each other. And Black women have been so damaged by so many Black men in our community. And there's Black men that have been so damaged by Black women in our community. And it's this never-ending cycle because there's no healing happening.
But are Black men mad at their mothers?
It could be. It's like a lot.
How basic is this problem? Because if you don't have a wonderful relationship, with your mom, and you don't even recognize it because your mom doesn't recognize it, you don't recognize it. The woman that comes along in your adult life is your mom.
Because they don't understand healing. But it's even deeper than that, because we're talking about generational trauma. Like that's one of the biggest things we're learning about right now is generational trauma. People don't understand that all of these separations and things, if you don't actively heal what you've been through, you're going to pass it down. And when you pass it down, if you do not teach your kids and talk about what you've been through, a lot of Black people do this thing in our communities where we don't want to talk about the trauma. We don't want to talk about the bad things that happen because that's our way of ensuring that it doesn't happen again, except trauma lives in your DNA. It lives in your body. So you have to, like, that's the thing. We have to be actively healing ourselves and healing the kids that come from us and ensuring that these things don't happen again. We're talking about trauma for generations and generations. And what we're doing right now is we're recycling it.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of Black people, like Black men, have issues with their moms, but it's even deeper than that. Like there's a lot of Black women that have issues with their moms and with their dads, and or it's like their grandparents had marriage issues. That's passed down. Yeah. Like we really have to understand what's happening to us inside of our own bodies, so that we can look outward at our full community. And
I mean, even families as a whole, Black families as a whole. I mean, families period, but Black families as a whole be having problems.
Oh yeah,
with talking about the past.
We hide everything.
Yeah.
We hide molestation.
Angie said we hide the past and can't.
Yeah, we hide everything that happens in our families. We do not talk about it. If your aunt and uncle had a messy divorce, that's none of our business. If there's molestation happening in your family, one of your uncles is a rapist, we don't talk about it. We just simply don't bring his name up.
Yeah, we don't let him come to the bar.
We don't let him.
But he does get to show up to Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
Just don't leave him alone with your kids.
We just don't deal with these things. That's not healing.
First of all, let's jump him.
First of all, kill him.
Can we jump him?
No, let's poison him. No, the next meal that nigga gets is gonna be poison. What happened? I don't know.
I don't
know. We have no idea.
I don't know. But it's like we have so many problems and like nobody's focusing on these things. And then on top of all of these things we're dealing with internally in our community, you look outward, you look at the media, and you don't even see Black families together like we were talking about. You don't even see Black men with Black women.
There was an ad that even if you do see Black families together, I forget which ad, forgive me guys, but they showed a husband and a wife and 2 children.
Yeah.
And they showed a woman with 2 children.
Yeah. Oh, I see that all the time. You'll see an ad and it'll have, like you said, like the white family, and it'll be a complete family, and then a Black woman and a child.
Yeah, or 2.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And I was watching the movie Soul, and there was one part where the guy was, the barber was talking.
Yeah.
And there was something about a relationship and his wife, I think it was. And he was like, no, you know, my life turned different, but I still love it. And I like that part. I like the part that he readjusted to some of the choices that he made or that was given to him. And the whole while I kept watching as he was exiting exiting the store to say thank you. The whole time I was watching to see if they put a ring on his finger.
Right.
Oh. Yeah.
And they did.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, they did. Because I look for that. I look for that, particularly in my men. Like, don't show me a man on any commercial and not have a ring on his finger.
Yeah.
I don't care what cereal he's drinking or eating.
Normalized to be a husband in every other race. I even see like they always put Hispanic families together, and they put Latino families together, and they put them like the husband and wife are both Latino, and you rarely see. We have like 3 shows right now where there's a Black husband and a Black wife. Like 3, maybe less.
This Is Us. This Is Us is very.
This Is Us is amazing. I love Randall and what's her name? Beth. Randall and Beth are everything. Yeah. We love This Is Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have to mention one.
Right.
We should be able to say this show, that show, this show, that show.
Yeah. So do you guys have it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, the poem?
I sent it to you. Got it.
Yeah, we have it.
Could we hear the poem?
This is the one.
And
do you remember?
We'll end the show with your song, Bryan, I Won't Move.
Okay.
Because somewhere in that song, you let people know, I love my wife. Step to me. I won't move. By the way, I really want to say you come from good stock.
Mhm.
I really feel like you're an amazing man.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
I really want to say how proud I am of what I'm visualizing.
Hmm.
Like, it's not made up. Most moms got to make up shit about their son.
Yeah.
And they're not the best men out there in the world.
Yeah.
And I can't say that.
Mhm.
I can say that I've watched you in your 20s go through some things.
Oh, yeah.
And I've watched you
Overcome.
begin to autocorrect thyself.
Hmm.
But the 20s is where you fuck up.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission to act a fool. I tell everyone, get arrested, get in fights, be sloppy drunk.
Black, don't go to
Do
jail.
that in your 20s.
Right.
Anywhere between 28 and 31, there's got to be a transition
Yeah.
into responsible life. You don't have to be an adult, but you got to grow up.
Yeah.
And I've watched you
Hmm.
grow up.
Mhm.
And it's only in the process of growing up that you found Day.
Yeah.
Because it was, and now that I see that you've met your partner, the one that is energetically matched, metaphysically matched, soul matched. I didn't say soul this or twin flame that. They're both individuals
Yeah.
whose these feelers are coming out of us, right?
Hmm.
That matches, but it matches here.
Yeah.
It matches in the shoulder. Most people try to find their twin flame or their soul, whatever, through sex.
Yeah.
Sex is only better when these little, what do you call them? Tentacles, whatever. When the energy matches, the color code.
Yeah.
All of this has got to blend well. And when it does blend well, you're usually like, oh, I think that you like documentaries. I like documentaries.
Mm-hmm. There's a meme.
By the way, I love documentaries. So when we get close enough, you have to be like, Tracey, come over because we discovered this.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you, Day, explain the whole thing through and through.
Yeah. Okay.
As I force y'all to rewatch it with me.
Right. Yeah.
There's a meme that I love where a girl is sitting on like a white platform. She's up here, she's sitting down, and a boy comes up. It's like a text. It's like a text meme, but it's like characters drawn. The girl is sitting on this like pedestal basically, and there's a guy. He's looking up at her, and he says, "Come down here." And she says, "Why can't you meet me up here?" And he says, "Oh."
Right.
And that's the end of the meme because the message is meet her up there. And I think that there are times where I had to meet her up there. I had to rise up. I had to show up in ways, because when I met Daishaundra, I was in a bachelor pad. I didn't have nothing. My clothes wasn't clean.
You were adorable.
Yeah, but aren't they all?
It was a process.
Aren't they all?
Let me tell you something. I noticed love with you, Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
No woman could get you there.
Yeah.
Couldn't get there. When Day showed up, you got there. You climbed because you had old patterns, you had old behaviors that I think most girls were just letting you get away with.
Right. As a single dad, my patterns were terrible. But it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that she was demanding. It wasn't like, you're not doing this.
No, I didn't say that. No. Hold on. Let's be clear about something.
Yeah.
You're talking about a language that other people have put on you too. That's not what I said.
Yeah.
I said I could tell she was a match.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to go there with her. No other girl could do that with you.
Right. Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, I like this girl. When I saw it, I was like, you and I never had this conversation, Dave, but I was like, exactly. Because when I talk to people about my man, I'm serious. When I talk to people, like I was telling people something on Facebook, and then I realized I was telling everybody I was dating on Facebook, which wasn't my intention. So then I had to tell everyone, don't try it. Don't come on Facebook. I will eat you.
Right.
Meaning, the man that sees me say, I will eat you, had better already know my capabilities of just being a strong woman. If you misinterpret that message, you're not for me.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
There was no misinterpretation with Day. When you didn't match with any other girl, I was like, whew. I never got involved, but I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So you broke up with her, babe? You broke up with her? And you were like, oh, ma. And I was like, oh, yeah. But I never got in the middle, never told you who to date. I think I just with one person, I might have said, I'm not crazy about her. And I had good reason, and we've discussed this over and over again. It was never about just not liking somebody. It was the character of the person I didn't like. And my prayer is that she's grown up. That's my prayer. That's all I care about. But I don't care enough to even care that she's grown up, because you found your soul's energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she didn't do nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing but show up. And your antennas went,
Set her boundaries. You set her boundaries. And I said, you gotta respect. You have to respect her boundaries. And that's another thing. I was gonna go on another tangent, but we ended up skipping the subject. But setting and sustaining your boundaries will allow you to, well, first of all, it might end some relationships.
Probably for good.
It might expand some relationships, but like more importantly, it will help you respect other people's boundaries. And one thing that Daishaundra taught me how to set my boundaries. And I was learning, like in the first year of our relationship.
Learn some of that together.
That's true. And so, but also she was setting her boundaries in our relationship. So she would say, "Yo, I can't do whatever," and I'd be like, "Oh man, that's whack." Because I want to do this and that. Because I'm still, thinking that mindset. First month of the relationship, I'm like, oh, I want to do that. How you don't like that? But respecting the boundary will help you sustain your own. So, yeah.
But I also think for Dave, I mean, we can go on this forever. For Dave, for you to have the power to look at your guy and say, not happening.
Yeah.
This is not happening. You have to fix this.
I have to,
and not be afraid that he won't fix it or he'll walk away. Because if he walks away, okay.
Yeah. That was pretty much in a place I was in because I had gone through, like everybody has to go through that one relationship that's like, oh, so now I see what I don't want. I see what's going to work out. I see what made like I'm toxic in this setting. This kind of person brings out the worst in me. So I have to go through my ups and downs too. But that was like kind of what I came out with was if it doesn't work out, you have to trust God.
Yeah.
You can trust God.
Yeah. And I feel like,
and I just want to bring up. Go ahead.
Sorry,
I feel like what?
I feel like that there's a fear within the 2020 woman. So we're in the 20s now. So I feel like in the 20s, I would like to encourage Black women to diminish the fear of setting and sustaining your boundaries to men. If you're dating, F that.
If they don't want to come and meet you halfway,
if they don't want to meet you up there
to your boundaries, then don't.
It's dead. He's not meant for you, and God has somebody else meant for you. You haven't met him yet, or maybe you've met him, but when he shows himself, it's so much more worth it. That no that you said to those 4 guys that you were entertaining, so much more worth it. I'm so glad I said no to him because I got this.
Yeah. Don't settle.
Yeah. The last thing I want to bring up is mental health.
Yeah.
And acknowledging that there's so much going on with PTSD. our childhood traumas, our 20, we go into a whole separate realm of traumas in your 20s.
Yeah.
They all relationship traumas
come up. You have traumas coming up.
What you say, Day?
I said the thing is you have traumas coming up.
Yeah.
And then you're going through traumas at the same time.
I wish I would have had a therapist in my 20s.
Oh my gosh.
Everything happens for a reason.
So tell the people that. Tell them what's the saving grace, even in your marriage. What's the saving grace?
What's the saving grace?
In our marriage?
Well, I'll tell you, because you guys are about to forget. Getting some counseling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it just opens up. Like once you have somebody to talk to, that's not your mom or your dad or your best friend or anybody with a biased opinion, you'll come out of that ready to talk.
Yeah.
Ready to talk.
And it's like you don't go into therapy, like we see separate therapists, and you don't go into it like I want to be perfect for my husband. It's like I want to be my best self.
Yeah.
And he wants to be his best self.
Yeah.
And it's all about like healing all of those things that you've been through so that you can better be your best self and also be each other's safe space.
Yeah. Oh, say that.
Be each other's safe space for the trauma.
No. What'd you say? What's the thing you said?
What are you talking about?
You said that I mean, it doesn't have to be marriage, but your relationship.
Your relationships. I don't remember what
your relationship is supposed to be a safe space.
Oh, yeah. Your relationships are supposed to be a safe space for your traumas and for you to grow together. Yeah. And that doesn't mean to abuse.
Bingo. Stop there.
Right.
Bingo. You don't need to explain that.
Yeah. You don't.
Bingo.
But the thing is that like you talk to a lot of dudes and a lot of niggas, and a lot of niggas will say, "Oh, I stopped talking to her because she's insecure, or she got it's too much, she's jealous, she got too much anxiety."
And they're usually the ones going through so much stuff.
And that's the thing I hate. The thing I hate is she got too much anxiety, because that means that you don't care about her mental health.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Oh.
But then also on the flip side of that, don't weaponize your mental health.
Right.
Don't weaponize your traumas. That's not what I mean by be a safe space. I don't mean that you get to emotionally dump on your partner. I mean that so my parents both passed away within the last 6 years. That's a lot of healing that I'm constantly going through and that I'm constantly trying to figure out.
Yes.
Bryan is my safe space for that. Mm-hmm. So if I am having anxiety, if I am freaking out, if I am sad, I can talk to him about anything. I can say, I feel this way.
Which you have. And he lets you the time and space it takes to go through it, whatever that looks like. I was there last New Year's, and I watched it unfold with your sibling. Yeah. And it's very interesting because I see, Bryan, how you and I are identical, and we were both like this. Listening. Supporting by listening, not by telling any one of you three what you should be doing. I think I asked one question and I was like, did you ever say anything? And the three of y'all were like, no. And I was like, okay. Because part of being in a safe place is knowing that someone cares about your mental health, to let you be, to listen. And sometimes it means over and over and over, because that's mental health, right?
Yeah.
And
that's mental health when it's unraveling over and over and over.
Get the tools to heal from these things. Because a lot of people say, oh, heal from that. You need to heal. And people don't know how. So go to therapy and figure out how to heal from things. And
when people don't know how, because I get that question a lot, especially when they're trying to get over somebody that's taking advantage of them. That didn't understand their mental health. And not that the mental health was bad. Most times mental health matches up with mental health. And it becomes a competition in mental health. So when someone takes control, and usually it's the man, there are men that are abused by women. My heart goes out to them, because that's just that's heartbreaking to watch. But for the most part, when someone's not being nurtured, it triggers more mental health.
Yeah.
And so people have to figure out that there has to be a point in their lives where it's okay to be okay. And it's okay to be okay with yourself. It's okay to be okay with yourself for years. Not to say you should never date, just to say get some counseling.
Yeah.
And so I'm very proud of you, Bryan, for getting counseling.
Oh, thanks.
Because I already knew there's nothing greater. I'm a certified counselor. I'm a domestic violence counselor. I worked to get these certifications. And in working to get these certifications, I hear stories.
Yeah.
And so when you and Day wound up with counseling and separate counselors, I tell everyone, don't get couples counseling. Don't do it. You work on you. You work on you. You all come home and talk about it.
Yeah. Or maybe like get separate therapists and therapy together.
Yeah, yeah.
Do all of it.
Do them all.
Get separate therapists and marriage therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they need to.
Well, I would say yes, but I would say yes in a way where you give yourself time to have your counselor by yourself.
Yeah.
I think people use therapy as a way to get back at their partner. So if you say something left and you got to ride home and the therapist takes sides,
there's a show.
It's hard not to take sides when you have couple counseling and they're like, well, did you hear what he said? And the woman's like,
well, see, yeah, I mean, that's all up to I mean, it's all.
Don't weaponize.
Don't weaponize. Yeah. Because we just saw we're watching what show? We're watching a show, and in the show there's a couple that goes to couples counseling, and then the guy has a tendency to blow up and she doesn't, and then so the minute he got hot in the next argument he starts to blow up, she says, yo, the therapist said to give you some space when you start to get hot. So she walked out, and that's you've been given the tool. And she used the tool instead of weaponizing it. He is weaponizing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that you do see. But I mean, you going to therapy, her going to therapy, and then you guys going to therapy together. Well, you're already doing the work so that you're not, sorry, block your face. You're already doing the work separately so that when you come together, you're not weaponizing. You already know
and
how
don't
like
we've been happy since we got married. Like we want to go to therapy so that we can heal our own traumas. Don't be in like a terrible place in your marriage and then decide, I have to go get marriage counseling. Be married for 10 years.
But I think that's what I get those people. I get those people that you should just leave your marriage at this point. But then they go to couples counseling and it's like it's years to unravel. Like I'm not Ayana. It's years to unravel. We got to bring your mama into this. We got to bring your grown-ass children into this. It's a nightmare.
Yeah,
go to therapy because you want to be a better person.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a last resort. Couples therapy is not a last resort.
No.
Therapy is not a last resort. A lot of people are like, oh, I've been through this, and this, and now I should go to therapy. No, I should go to therapy because I've been through this, and this.
You want enlightenment.
And I want enlightenment.
You want a higher understanding. Because you want to heal and truly heal. Like I'm in therapy because I know that I had like a traumatic life. So I want to heal those things. And those things are helping me to be a better person.
Isn't that a discovery? Isn't that a discovery you both got from COVID?
Yeah. Well, no.
It more so
we kind of had it before.
Yeah.
But COVID definitely gave us the space.
But you did something. COVID gave you the time and the opportunity to really get in there. And I appreciate, listen, I appreciate the both of you. Sometimes I want to cry because I love you guys so much.
We love you.
And I just see how hard it is to be amazing individuals and then amazing couples and then to bring children into the world. I watched you all transform, Ezra. I watched it. Watched it with patience and love and dedication and consistency.
Yeah.
And I was almost to the point of, is there hope? I know he's just 7, but I was like, and I recognize now with the right tools, every child every single child, no matter how humble beginnings or not. There's such a way to turn these children around with care and dedication and love and consistency and patience and acceptance. Sometimes you just got to accept the person's ugly ways. For a minute, you just got to go, oh, well, God damn it, you're just an ugly child today, aren't you? Okay. I got you. It means you're going to get punished. But I got you. And I loved what I saw. And at some point, you guys weren't calling me. And at some point, I was like, please don't call me. Don't call me. Work it out. Because Ezra's a big challenge.
Daishaundra,
and I know he came to your life for the challenge. I know he came for the good of the challenge. He came to your life for himself.
He's a very
because he knows.
Ezra's thing
what is the emotions that come through him?
He's learning to. He's one of those kids that has to learn how to navigate all of those emotions. Like that's his biggest thing.
Another thing that is
he's 7.
Another thing that I think can be challenging, and I don't mean that. I know we're gonna keep talking, but I know another thing that's challenging in COVID is in couples is parenting.
Oh yeah, you're with your kids 24/7, 7 days a week. That's like not necessarily normal.
I'm not even talking about that
behavior.
I mean, that's not normal, and it is hard. Like I don't want to see y'all.
Like oh my god, it's nap time.
Can we get a break? No, but I mean in the way that like there's a lot of couples that don't map out a parenting plan.
Oh,
right. And how we're gonna deal with the children.
We talk to a lot of our friends like that, and that's a really interesting thing when the parents are arguing about what they want to do with the kids.
Yeah, and it's worse when it happens in this happened to me. It was worse when it happens in front of the child.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna handle the situation like this. No, you're not. Oh, why? Oh, how are you gonna tell me to teach how to treat my kid? This is my kid's. That's too much.
Like, figure it out.
That kind of thing, right? That kind of thing
out.
Is happening in COVID, especially because you don't have the space to say, "Yo, let's come aside away from them," so I could say my piece.
Yeah,
you got to talk about it from jump. Y'all got to talk about it.
I feel like that's a dating thing.
It's a dating thing. It's
like a lot of people like aren't having conversations that they should be having when they're dating.
Before marriage.
Do you want to have kids?
Yeah.
What kind of parent do you see yourself being? How would you want to parent those kids? And like, if you're dating somebody who's uncomfortable with these questions or doesn't want to answer them, probably not the one for you. Especially if you want to have kids. Like. Right. I don't know. I feel like this is like your relationship is getting serious. Maybe start having some of these conversations.
So we had the conversation before it was serious.
We were like, well, we just like to talk. We're both air signs. So a lot of these conversations are easy for us. We're just like, we talk about everything. Yeah. So everything's easy for us. It's not easy for everyone.
We had a whole like conversation and we each gave each other like a dissertation of the things that we want to pick up from our parents.
Yeah.
The things that our parents are inspiring, and this is how I want to treat my kids. Yeah, this is the support. Oh yeah, this love and affection.
Okay, I need to hear this. What did you take from me?
Oh, I mean affection.
We both took some stuff.
Right, affection.
Affection.
Affection. I love you to your face off rip every day. Talking, watching the show, and then communicating.
No, talking and looking you in the eye.
Yeah. Yo, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about what you just watched?
Yeah.
How does it? Oh, why do you think that's wrong? That whole thing. Yeah. They sound really good. I mean, it's gonna take some time with Nova because she's one and she doesn't speak as much yet. But with Ezra, the times where I'm like, yo, I want to punish you. I want punishment. I want you to sit in your room and you punished. She will say, no, let's talk about why. Because your dad about to send you up to your room and it's a wrap. Like the punishment.
What happened with the birthday cake? That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
What's that?
The birthday cake. What did he do? Because you were going to cancel his birthday, period.
Oh, he had done something crazy before his birthday. But the thing is with Ezra, is I feel like he's the kind of kid that you have to explain to him, this is why this is why it's wrong.
Right.
We should do that with all the kids, though.
The problem.
So,
most kids are like this. Like, and so we have a lot of conversations about his feelings. And with Ezra, we get deep. We talk about his shadow self. Mm-hmm. We talk about healing. We talk about forgiveness. We talk about weaponizing our emotions. Yeah. I ask him often, like, whose responsibility are your emotions? And he says, mine. And so that's like a way to help him.
But that was because you guys had conversations about emotions and his emotions and what he does with it.
That's because we had the conversations. And so we get to keep each other accountable. So at the times where I'm like, yo, it's a wrap. What you do? You did what? Yo, I'm about to send you up to your room. You ain't got no toys for the week. It's a wrap. She's like, no, I'm gonna keep you accountable in this moment. And I'm gonna sit you down and say, listen, and I love that when you take the reins and go, no, I'm not gonna play, because I'll be like, yo, you lucky you got a mom and dad. You want to have no more toys.
Well, just so everyone knows, Ezra's birthday almost got canceled. I forgot what the hell he did, but whatever he did for you to want to cancel it, it was bad, right?
Yeah.
And then in that same tone, Day goes, okay, I hear that you're angry and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a good idea to cancel his birthday. Two things came out of that.
In Bryan's defense, it was very bad.
It was valid.
It was very bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. But two things comes out of that. The fact that you listen to your wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
To hear her reasonings, whatever they are.
Yeah. I mean, it's
and
just
the fact that Day was maternal enough,
right,
to know that for a child to miss their 7th birthday,
right,
like, you don't need that memory because it shows up later.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And for him, like I said, like, he's really emotional, and he's Ezra's the kind of kid that, like, all kids are instinctive, right? They feel something and they're just gonna react.
Yeah.
And so with Ezra, his reactions tend to be really big, sometimes really violent, which if you're watching, that's why we're talking about it in this way, because sometimes he can be really violent and just scary, like his own life could be in danger and others. so this is why we're talking about it in this way. But for him, I think it's just really important how to understand how to control his emotions. Like, that's the biggest thing that we work with, is how to control. And so we just do a lot of teaching with him. Yeah. We teach a lot. Like, it's so yeah.
Well, I was just appreciative, and I watched the past 4 months with Ezra, and the capability that you both had together to rein that kid in was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. So you mentioned a poem earlier, and I'd love to hear it.
Dang it. Thought you forgot.
Okay.
Don't
forget anything.
This poem was 5 minutes long. We have not performed it in a very long time, so forgive us.
I'm gonna highlight you guys. I'm gonna highlight you.
Get off of our phones.
Oh no! Come back! You gotta come back.
I don't like it.
We got the train.
Okay, sorry.
So just
so go ahead.
Oh, so long. Okay, here, I'm ready. I stood next to our son and I longed to hold his hand, only it was shackled behind my back. Every ounce of my body swayed towards yours, longing to touch your mahogany skin and to fix the crown on your head. I watched them place bets on my king as easy as meat was purchased in a deli, and not even a lion's roar was loud enough to describe the strength of the pain longing to escape my body. Sold. The sweat dripped from your forehead and I saw the pain, stabbing you in your heart as we locked eyes and knew that this time, maybe the last time, that with my eyes I would see the soul in you. They picked my family apart. One by one, I felt my heart leaving my body, but my chin, as if resistant to break down, held my head up. My Adam. I will die before they make me stop loving you.
I'm sorry, baby, but I think they lied to you. They said that your skin is a prison that you're trapped inside of by the warden, God Almighty. But how can that be? I thought we was going to be in the land of the brave, home of the free, but this land of the slaves, home of the weak, minded home of the weak, who held you down and forced you to feed their children while refusing to let our children even read. I daydreamed of the days we sang love letters to each other in the land that belonged to our mothers, but in fear of losing my tongue, I hid it in the cage behind my teeth. I want to cry out and shout, cry out and shout, cry out and shout loud enough for your children's children to hear. to tell them that they will never stop taking from us and disposing of us. But my Eve, this noose around my neck is too tight, and this tree that once helped me breathe and keep me alive is now assisting in my demise. And as I watch my family, watch my soul leave them behind, I look in each of their eyes and they know
I will die before they make me stop loving you. It's 1954. And like the souls of those that came before us, we stand here on the bones and the broken spirits of our ancestors that died to teach us. Last week, I almost died trying to buy a book from a white-only bookstore. I'm weary, and my soul is tired, but my heart, as if set on fire a million times over, is burning an oil that no liquid would have the substance enough to put out. Like my uncles, aunts, and babies I saw burning and hanging from trees, like the crosses they put on our lawns, like the never-ending rage we felt watching 16th Street Baptist Church burn to the ground. My heart, despite every attack on my pride and the color of our skin, will not let me stop fighting. So I still walk into libraries to read. I still sit down at diners to eat. I still walk into groceries to shop. And no matter how many slaps across my face, drops of spit I wipe from my eyes, how many men threaten my virtue, how many women call me out my name, and doors are shut behind me, my heart will not let me stop fighting for us. So like an ice on a burn, the sight of your face even calms the most traumatic of days. Your hand fits in mine and my heart rate slows, even staring into the worst of moments. My king. The bruises on your body from hoses and scars on your torso from dogs will always have a hand of healing from me. I watch you fight next to me, remembering all of those before us told us we were, shuddering at the thought that we could ever be anything less. I will forever fix your crown. They tried to kill us and drown us on ships. They beat the language off of our tongues. They tried to make me see you like the dogs in the street. They told me to raise my son like weeds that grow in a garden, pretty to see, but useless. And my daughters to do all of the work on our own, with our heads hanging low next to the dirt on the ground. They tried to kill us, but I won't die. I won't die. We refuse to die. No abuse, no threat, no curse. Not even death will keep me from seeing the God in you. They'll have to kill me before they take me from your side.
No curse, no abuse, no threat, no war, not even death will keep me from seeing the God inside of you. The woman who marched by my side for equality, despite being beaten in the streets. You, the woman who spoke loudly against injustice and stood still as they took hoses off of their fire trucks to snuff out our fire. You, the woman who sat at the front of the bus with groceries at her feet, tired from a long day, wishing somebody would ask her to get up. Because the only one a queen should rise for is her king as he bows to her. And as you take my face in your hand and kiss my forehead, every ounce of energy that leaves your lips and coats my brain and fuels me with the power of God is the same energy that will change the face of a nation. The same shackles that they placed on your wrists are reminiscent of how they brought us to this land on boats. But they wish to lock you in a cage and call you an animal. But as they lock us inside of separate squad cars and as our eyes lock, I still see you as the woman of my dreams, whose hands interlock with my long locks upon wake to let me know that I am still very much alive. No matter how many times they raise their batons aimed for my head, I won't die. We refuse to die.
They can try and take our light, but they'll never take our light. The light that God gave us in Egypt. The light that shined down on us to survive the worst of the worst to become the best of the best. The light that is not gentle like fireflies, but blinding like the sun. The light that causes the earth to shake at its core because black man,
black woman,
no hell on earth was enough to break my hand away from yours.
In any lifetime.
In any dimension.
In any time zone. From Trayvon Martin to Sandra Bland, I will fight for you.
I will fight for you.
From mass incarceration to voting suppression in the South, I will stand for you.
I will raise my voice when they tell you that your hair is too black.
Your voice is too black.
Your black is too black. I will stand by your, go ahead.
I will stand by your side when it comes time to remind
that 100 years ago ain't that many years ago. And to some, our voice just started to matter.
I will stand by your side when it comes time to remind that this voice will always be enough.
In another lifetime, we stood next to our shackled son and longed to hold his hand. Today, I watched videos of him giving the state of address and Oprah crying at the sight of his skin dripping in melanin.
We once fed their children while our own starved mentally and physically. But today, Ava DuVernay writes the stories of our lifetimes.
And so in this lifetime, it is time that we recognize that there is a pot of gold at the peak of this uphill battle that we've been fighting. My king, you are the light at the end of this tunnel. And the next one.
And the next one.
And the next one. On to the next one.
Woo. We messed up a little bit. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. That was a fun time.
There's more?
No. We wrote the last part to go back and forth together. But at one point, I took your part, she took my part, so it was okay. It was okay though. It went well.
Oh, I saw that. Oh, no. Y'all didn't even have to mention it. The giggle was enough to see how, even in a mistake, y'all corrected it in our eyes.
Yeah.
That's togetherness. That poem was amazing. That poem was, as Terry W. puts it, beautiful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I need a copy of that. Don't ask me what I'm gonna do with it. I just need a copy of it.
Okay.
I'll probably post it and put it on Canvas. I'll probably put it on Canvas, knowing my black ass. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. I mean, as you both were talking, I just kept saying, I can't believe this is my family.
Oh, don't cry.
In this day and age, I am honored to be the mother. I am honored. This is what I've always wanted in my life. And like Ezra wants to have a wife someday. I always wanted a family. I always wanted a family that when I got there, wherever there is, but it's here, there is today.
Yeah.
That I could be proud of.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
And it's not over. I mean, you guys are in there on this road. You know, I'm only going to be in the background going, and go ahead. Like, I'll be like, I'll watch the babies. Y'all go ahead. All right.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Every part of it, from slavery to the shackles to 1954 to present time to bringing it back home.
Yeah.
With the shackles and no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was all before.
This is before.
Written before.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it before we became activists.
This was before all the protests?
Before we started.
Before the protest.
Community organizing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Before. I love the word activist. Before activating.
Yeah.
Black hair.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So Terry says you guys had her crying. I'm going to play one last song. First of all, guys, there's a song that my son wrote about the president, which is my favorite song to this day. But this one is called I Won't Move. And I think it follows very well with that beautiful poem. I need a copy of that poem. I know y'all aren't going to give it to me because y'all do that a lot. Can I have it? Can I have it? Oh, we sent it to you. Did you get it? Send me a copy of that poem. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet.
I will say that was a preview because I'm releasing a poetry album this year soon. And so that will be
Is that going to be in it?
Yeah.
It'll be in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I can wait because I just want to find a way to frame it. So,
yeah.
Well, when you say album, oh, wait a second. You mean verbal album?
Yeah. So it'll be on.
Okay. No. Send me the poem. Send me the poem because I want to put it, I want to frame it, even if it's in 3 or 4 parts. I don't care.
Okay.
But yeah.
What'd you say?
No, you said 3 or 4. I was like, yeah, it'll probably be that much, but yeah.
Who cares? It's a keepsake and it's something either Ezra, Nova, or anything else can have later.
Yeah.
So let me play I Won't Move and then we'll end this. And I'm always shocked on how I can do 2 hours. I'm always wondering, do we have enough? And then we get toward the end and I'm like, don't end this.
Yeah,
so beautiful. What's I Won't Move about exactly?
I Won't Move. I actually, when I wrote it, I wish I could go back in time because it's about police brutality, and it's about when I wrote it, I watched Philando Castile, and I was just in the studio and I watched it again, and I was crying, and I knew the sound. I had already had the production, so I know what I wanted it to sound like, and so I wrote this song about police brutality. But I wish I would have said more. But every time I say that to someone, they're always like, "No, you said the thing. Like you made it. You did what you had to do on the song." And then Yell came. So Yell is she's my sister-in-law, and so I made the song, and she saw me. She walked in, and I was like emotional, and she was like, "Man, what are you like? Let me hear this song. It's got you so emotional." And I showed her the unfinished product, and there's the part where I'm like, hold up, and she started to say it with me, and then she started to kind of freestyle over it, and I was, you got to get on, you have to start writing, like do what you got to do. And she wrote it in like 5 minutes. She recorded her part, and so it ended up being this powerful song.
First of all, you all are hella sexy. Let me tell you, Bryan. What is your name?
Chauncey
That's
Bass.
his Twitter name, IXVECHANCEY, Chauncey Bass on Twitter.
Well, Love Chauncey is like where you can find me on social media and stuff, but Chauncey Bass is the stage name.
Love Chauncey.
Yeah.
The LXVE is Love Chauncey. On social media, particularly IG, for anybody who wants to go to IG and find him. Facebook is where they post most of their activities,
right. And
IG is where you speak up, particularly for Black women, and that's beautiful. Day, what's your IG?
_DAI_dreaming.
Can we comment on here?
So daydreaming.
I can't type comments.
Yeah, go ahead and comment. Can you comment? You should be able to comment. If not, no.
Oh.
Do you want me to comment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me do it then.
_DAI_dreaming. Okay. And actually give us like, hold on, turn the camera.
Okay.
5 seconds. We're gonna get Nova.
Oh yeah, Nova. Thank you, Misha. I'm gonna show it there. Thank you. Oh, dreaming, Misha. Oh, I switched it. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Misha, dreaming. There you go. We're gonna wait for them to come back. Did you guys like the poem? They are sexy and fly and black as fuck. Kiana. They blackety black. They are so cute. Thank you, Misha. So talented. And Misha is Ezra's twin. She's born on the same date as Ezra. Misha, what time were you born? You all did that in my Nene Leaks voice. Yes. You guys got me crying happy tears. Thank you. Whew. Amazing, lovely lady. Amazing. Thank you, sweetie. Mrs. Kimberlite is amazing. Clapping hands. Bori show. 1,000 clapping hands. Thank you, Gio. Wow. Powerful. Powerful. Let me just get everybody's comments here. I'll work it out. You guys got me crying. You all did that. So talented. They sexy and fly as fuck. And a Libra rising?
Yeah.
You have a Libra rising? I think Ezra might be a Libra something.
He is a Libra rising.
I think he might be a Libra rising too. 12:21 a.m. You're so close to Ezra. I think he was born at 12:07 a.m. That's so funny. When does Ezra have a Libra something?
Libra rising.
Libra rising, Misha. That's crazy. Born around the same time. Is born like 12:07 a.m. or something. So crazy. So close. This is lovely, encouraging parents with kids who need a little bit more work. Thank you, Tracy. You're welcome. I love this beautiful, inspiring couple. Thank you for the hearts, Kiana and lovely lady. Oh, yes, I've been waiting for the poem. Were you? I'm so sorry. It was a nice poem, wasn't it? Mental health is real, so please get some mental health counseling, especially to raise your children. Don't be afraid. None of us are perfect. None of us. All right? And counseling is a saving grace. Let me see these new comments. Sag, Sun, Aries moon. That's like my daughter-in-law. She has an Aries moon. Libra rising. All right. That fire is a mess. You needed that Libra rising, Nisha. Let me tell you. Ezra's a Libra rising, right, Bori? Ah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing your family. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. I like them too. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to like your family. I'm finding. I'd hate to be in that position where I'm having a conflict with my son or having a conflict with his wife. Yeah, that's not happening. Life is too short. Life is too short. What are you guys doing?
Oh, I had to go to the bathroom break.
Okay. I know. I don't I'm so used to it that I just hold it in. It's unhealthy, but that's what I do.
Okay.
Take a look at some more. Oh, hi, pretty. Hi. Hi.
Say hi. Say hi.
Mommy.
No.
Mommy. She said no.
But no.
I heard you can say mommy.
Mommy?
Mommy?
Apple?
Apple.
Apple? Yeah, they told me. They ratted you out. Yes. They told me everything, Nova. There's no secrets. She's like,
Apple.
what? You told her? Yes, they told me. Apple?
Apple?
Yes.
Apple.
Yeah.
Say apple. Apple.
Apple.
Apple.
Yes. Yeah.
You are so cute. She's losing her baby weight.
No.
Yeah.
Who is this kid?
You are beautiful.
There's a whole toddler.
You are amazing. You are gorgeous. You're
Say-
gorgeous. Want to learn a new word? I am gorgeous. A whole phrase.
Say
You
happy.
can't have a Leo grandma without me teaching you how beautiful you are. Oh, we got things to learn, sweetie.
Happy? Oh,
She's waiting for me. She's waiting for me. She's like, I know, Dory. We got things to do. Oh, yes, we do. There won't be a bitch out there that can fuck with you, Nova. Sorry.
You going?
They never know.
She's adorable, right, Whitney? Hi, Whitney. Aw. So I'm gonna play a song, Nova. Okay. I was hoping to hear you say, "Mommy, apple,
Mommy.
mommy, mommy." No.
No.
There goes the look. See, this. I tell everyone she does that to me. Nova.
Say mommy. Baby.
Nova.
She's
Nova.
also saying bless you. Somebody
Bless you.
sneezes, she just bless you.
Shoot. It's not working with me. She's like, girl. See?
Wow.
Hi.
Did you just get a kiss from daddy? No. She said what? Hi or no?
You saying you have a good night?
She's talking about something.
She's losing weight. She's losing that baby weight. That baby fat is coming off. Yeah. All right, I'm going to play the last song. Nova, I need to see you start dancing. Hold on a second. I won't move.
You want me to play it? I got a speaker.
Well, I have a speaker. You have a speaker too?
Yeah, we got a speaker.
That's okay.
You got it.
You have a speaker?
Yeah. But mine, I got to get up.
I got it. It won't.
Chit chat, yeah. girl I knew about a year ago. I was gonna make you mine. I'm not talking about a year or so. I want you till ahead of time. Even if the clock stops ticking, if my heart's still beating right. If you're the judge, then I'm locked up. Go ahead and give me life. Oh no, oh no. Anything I do, I would die for you. Hurricane come through, I would ride for you. Just to leave you alive. They'll never take me from you, never know. They threaten my life. I won't move.
I won't move. I won't move.
We deserve always try. I won't move. They threaten my life. They threaten my life.
I won't move.
My chick hot, cute face, new braids with a thick thighs. Shorty tough, but she's soft on the inside. With a mind like female Einstein. Hold up, shorty reintroduced me to God. Hold up, swear when I kiss her, I can feel God. Her fam, my fam, that's a real squad. Fuck with any one of them, that's a real prop. Hold up, Queen Latifah when we set it off. Hold up, nigga take the picture when we set it off. Hold up, Queen Latifah when we set it off. Hold up, nigga take the picture when we set it off. Hold up.
On some other shit we don't think about now. Fuck the whole match, we gon' get it right now. That ass shorty with a blunt too loud. If the man stand up, then we gon' shut her back down. Yeah, no, that I do. Don't find a better you to be a better you. You can go ahead and try me, but I never move. You can try me, but I never lose. Don't pet it, I don't fucking that. I'm about it to the end, know you loving that. I'm a pool operator and I love it. Fuck a hater, light it up, break a pipe. Think I'm playing, I ain't playing. Can you take the time? She my she a killer, I shoot it, now I'm in the meat. If you start a bone, we gon' bring the heat.
To save your life, they'll never take me from you. They threaten my life. I won't move. I won't move. With you by my side, I can't lose. With a thorough try. Yeah. I won't move. They threaten my life. They threaten my life.
They threatened my life. That was Bullful.
This baby is
Happy?
Appy. That's where I stole it from. Appy. What's Yell's name also on IG?
It's at it's Yell. So YUPITSYEL.
YUP.
Yeah.
Yep.
ITSYEL.
It's Yell. And yep. It's Yell was featured. So Daydreaming. Bryan, your name was throughout the whole show. Love Chauncey. And then it's Yell. Thank you guys.
Thank you, man. This
You're
was dope.
welcome.
Thank you. No, this was, I hope everyone got something out of this. The most thing I want everyone to get out of this is couples goals and mental health counseling.
Yeah.
Couples goals, mental health counseling, and start reaching out to ad agencies that don't put Black couples together.
Yeah, we gotta do something.
Start telling them you don't like that. They're not allowed to mix it up. I know they think they're doing something amazing, but as always, they got it wrong.
Mommy wants one.
Whew.
Yes.
Nova, you are beautiful.
Can I have this?
You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You know, while the song was on, she was studying me because she has a Scorpio moon, so I know what she was doing, right? And so I kept bouncing like this, and at some point she was like, like I'll take you to all your dance classes. How's that? Yes, I will. Yes, it's all of them. Yes, I have to. Her body expression is like, oh my God, really?
You say?
Love you.
Say happy.
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 Happy. Happy. She wants to. She wants
She's
to.
so
Why she holding back is amazing. She wants to.
Side-eye.
Huh?
What's funny is that we're gonna hang up and then she's gonna be like, "Happy, mommy."
happy, mom.
I like that she's laughing with us. That is hilarious. All right, guys. I love you.
I love you, Mom.
I love you.
I love you.
I
I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you, Nova.
You.
I love you.
Love you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I get nothing. I get nothing.
As soon as she hangs up, she's gonna be saying all this stuff.
Right.
Take her.
Thank
Take
you.
you.
We'll take thank
Take
you.
her. Take everything she does. All right, guys. I love you so much. Thank
love
you.
you.
So
Bye.
Emily says, thank you, Tracy and the Hearnes. Your presence on this planet was truly destined.
Thank you.
That's the best, MB. Thank you. It was destined. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.